Yeah, noted it. Yep. So we'll do item 11, community report, New Brighton CRAF. Cal, you're moving it, are you?
I will.
You second it? Okay.
Celeste had some questions on the issue previously, and I don't saw that her hand was up.
We're way over time, so we don't have time to do that. She can bring it up now if she wants.
Okay, so I mean, you may have a hand up.
Okay. All right. So the way I look at this is as exactly as Paul said, and Chris, the amount of time and effort that's been spent on this over far too many years of everyone's life. I feel it's just a common sense thing to let's get on with it and get it done. There were two options and they went out and they came back with a third option, which has been consulted to death and back. And you're nodding in agreement. So, we've got a mover and seconder. Is there any, we won't do the report because you don't have to go through it because we've read it to death. Celeste got a question because she had one last time, but we didn't have time for it.
Oh, it's really just clarifying that Victoria's question, which was a good one, had been discussed as part of the detailed design. So that safety concern, which is a valid one, is being looked at as part of detailed design, as I understand.
Hawke Street intersection. Okay. But you've got a question as well, Vic, or was that?
No, I just wanted it clarified from staff about what some investigation were happening in that space around the Hawke Street intersection.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So that specific point has come up in the safety audit as well. Initially, the scheme had a curb cut down at that same point, sort of outside Te Puna Tai Moana, and basically they said that the risk of the cyclists coming up onto the footpath with all of the people queuing to get into the hot pools was significantly higher. It's already a shared traffic lane there, and Hawke Street intersection is raised with 30km/h speed limit there as well. So the safety audit team thought that was a safe manoeuvre for the cyclists.
And it wouldn't be past the end of all expectation that if it is a disaster, one day down the track we can, if something's identified, we can play with it and change the thing. Okay, so I think everyone, yes,
Yeah, I can't this debate now.
Okay, yes.
No, this has been a really long process. I'm glad we've actually got to a sensible solution today for this part of the CRAF, but this came to us at least 6 years ago when I was chairing the board, and at the time, it's good to have some history. Staff had actually recommended to us a number of street improvements in the New Brighton area, resealing mostly, and I regret that we actually didn't go ahead with that and take the staff advice at the time, because we got the opportunity to look at different options for different things. Part of it was sealing Marine Parade, just sealing it, no taking of parking changes there, and also Bowhill Road. We argued these to death over some time, and we finally arrived at this sort of situation now, which I think is a good solution. But I guess in hindsight, it was a really good lesson that we probably should have taken the ins, because there are streets in New Brighton that would have been sealed that are not resealed now. As a result, they've gone into the work program for down the track. That would have been long done by now. And I think sometimes you get an opportunity to do something, you should take it because it would have been a really good solution for those streets around New Brighton. But having said that through the democratic process, we've got to where we are today, and I think it'll be a good solution. I'm particularly impressed with the consultation that was done around this. We really did listen to the community and come up with a solution that they were happy with. So yeah, happy to move it today, and hopefully we'll never speak of it again.
Okay, so we've got a mover and seconder. I'll put that motion. All those in favour?
Well, can I
Brilliant. Thank you.
Waiting for debate.
Can't see you. You've got debate too.
Can't see.
Comments?
Yeah.
It was a bit late. Voted on.
already
Well,
voted, so.
No, my hand is up, but that's fine.
Okay, so Celeste, your camera was off, so team couldn't see your hand up, so, but we could do it now.
If you like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got
there is
results.
definitely a point here.
Yeah.
Solution, yeah.
One that she drove.
Everyone knows.
It's been moved.
Maybe
There was a lot of other people that drove it. Do we have Karen? Far away, Celeste.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Kelly, for your words. I think this is actually, it's great when you have a transport project that is so successful. And I think it's important to also acknowledge the fact that this was very much a community-led project. So what one of the great lessons from this project was sometimes you think you have all the answers and you go out to community and they come back and they give you a bit of a steer on what they'd like to see. And this is a very good illustration of where we had some quite polarized views on what the potential options could be, whether it is street improvements versus safety. And this was actually an outcome that recognized that we could deliver both. And this is why this project is such a successful one, and it was about 88% supported by the community, the third option, and we got a huge number of submissions, and it was supported by the AA and Spoke. So you've got quite a wide range of consensus on the particular project. And what happened as part of this is we had two options. The community was quite evenly split on that. And so what we proposed was coming up with a third option, and that third option was incredibly well supported. And what this means for the area is that, you know, I agree with the comments. We should be focusing in as well as making sure that we've got those road improvements. But this is about future-proofing that area. We've got hot pools that get hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. We have huge events. And this is a shared path, much like the award-winning shared path that leads out to Sumner, where it actually provides amenity for the area. So a 3-metre shared path along the bottom of the dunes delivers a huge range of benefits, and there's actually almost zero loss of car parking. I think there was 10 car parks that were lost over a nearly 1k stretch of road. So all in all, I just want to sort of acknowledge the fact that this was a very successful project. It was hugely the engagement was a top level engagement led by staff. They really worked well with the community board. So I just want to acknowledge the transport team for this, and it'll tie in extremely well to the rest of the regeneration of the area, which is underway this year. So this is good timing and something that the community is really looking forward to. So I just want to acknowledge everybody and also the council for supporting this.
Okay, now, Jan, you did have your hand up. Are you happy?
Never happy. I'm very happy, and I do just want to pick up on one point very quickly that Celeste made, which was this is a really good example of sometimes more community engagement gets better results. And I think if there's any lesson to be learned from this, it is that we need to spend sometimes more time working through options with community before we make the final decision to get everyone on board. I just want to commend staff for, I know we put a lot of pressure on as a community board and as elected members to try and come up with a solution. But you know what we can see here is a really good outcome that the majority of people are happy with. And I hope we can apply this lesson to other projects like the Te Aratai cycle lane, for example, where you can actually work with people and get a good outcome that brings people together rather than have a division. Thanks.
Okay, and I'll continue. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Thank you, that's carried. Now we're going to have 10, thank you very much.